Hello, everyone. The theme here in part me because I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm still here to do my SmackDown review/report. Now, okay, the show starts off with yes chance by Daniel Bryan, the women's new belt in the ring. God damn, I hate those fucking God, those belts. And Daniel Bryan basically tries to put over the six-pack challenge for the new SmackDown Women's Championship. And even though it's good that SmackDown's going to get their own women's champion, I just hate to look at that fucking belt. It should have been something else. It's just the Raw women's belt. Well, the actual women's belt instead of a red background is blue. But okay, enough of that. So Daniel Bryan first introduces Becky Lynch. Now, look, I really hope that Becky Lynch wins that belt at Backlash. But the way it's going, it looks like they're going to put it on Nikki Bella. And yes, I think the whole fucking galaxy will be upset if that happens. But anyway, he introduces Becky, and Becky, yeah, she was the first woman that was drafted to SmackDown, and that was symbolic. So she should get the fucking women's championship first. Submit her in the history like that. But then, who'd have thought somebody else was going to come out, right? Duh. Natalia comes out, and look, by this point, you know what's going to happen. All the women participants are going to come out because later on is going to be a 3-on-3 six women's tag team match. And it's like, okay, Natalia comes out and talks smack. Alexa comes out, and at first her microphone wasn't working, so you couldn't hear her. And then Carmella comes out. There starts a bit of an arguing, and Becky tries to turn the heel women against each other. And then Naomi comes out, doesn't say a word. Nikki Bella comes out, doesn't say a word. And Nikki gets basically flattened by Natalia, which was one of the best things of the night. Sorry, I'm just not a Nikki Bella fan. I'm just not. So yeah, the faces somehow run off the heels, even though one of them was totally fucking flattened. I didn't understand that either, but that sets the stage for later on in the night with the 3-on-3 women's tag match. So after that, there was a bit of Ambrose comedy backstage. He first throws a donut, then he gets some coffee, and he's like, how do you drink this? He puts a whole bunch of sugar in it and sips. He's like, yeah, try that, and hands it to one of the workers backstage, and then he walks away. Ugh. Damn, I like sugar and cream in my coffee, but fuck. Yeah, that's just not for me. Fuck that shit. Yeah, so Daniel Bryan, Shane O'Mac are backstage, and next thing you know, The Miz and the one that does all the work for him, his wife, show up. Complaining about defending the Intercontinental Championship, talking about he was on vacation and stuff like that. He has to come and defend a title that, quite frankly, he shouldn't even fucking have. And he's like, Daniel, you're still upset about what I said about you last week. And Daniel was like, okay, yeah. But when Ziggler called you out, you walked away. What does that make you? I'll say it. A fucking coward. Because that's what Miz is. He's always been a coward in his wrestling style. And he can't do shit in the ring compared to others. He just can't. And he's not championship material. And he's definitely not world champion material. If you have a problem with what I just said, fucking comment down there and try to challenge me. But again, imagine Miz against Lesnar, Miz against Taker. Nope, can't do it. So, no, he wouldn't put on a good match, classic match, anything other in between. So, no, fuck that. And, all right, the funniest part about that is when Bryan said all of that, Miz didn't say a word because he knows it's true. So he just walks away to the ring, and Miz against Apollo Crews. A SummerSlam rematch. Now, look, again, Apollo Crews is missing the killer instinct. He just is. And the main thing about it is he was the one that was doing all the fucking moves of the match. He just was. And Ziggler was out there doing color commentary. So you knew by any means something was going to go wrong here. That's just common sense. And The Miz goes outside the ring. He knowing that Dolph can't hit him or unless it will cause disqualification, he actually hits Dolph Ziggler and runs Apollo Crews into Dolph Ziggler and then runs him into the ring post and then actually hits that head down bullshit in order to win the fucking match. Then he leaves. But he left his belt behind. I'm not leaving this behind. Are you fucking kidding me? So, Ziggler grabs it, lays it in the middle of the ring. It's like, hey, you forgot something. Come and get it. And who goes and gets it? Once again, the one that does all the work, the best wrestler in the Mizanin family, yeah, his wife goes up in there, grabs the belt, and she puts it on her shoulder, which is really symbolic because it's like, yeah, she's the one that owns it. She is. She's the reason why he's Intercontinental Champion in the fucking first place. She's the reason why he's still Intercontinental Champion. So, yeah, that was symbolic. Yeah, The Miz. Fuck that guy. Still a fucking coward. How can you have someone call you a coward to your fucking face? That's someone that's active, and then you just run away, track meet away. You know, you get your baton and you go. And no. Anyway. So, AJ Styles gets pissed off about some footage that was shown last week about, you know, getting hung up on the ropes on his nuts. He actually starts doing some backstage bullying. And it's like, come on, man. I can understand getting pissed off about that footage being shown. I mean, no one wants to get shown hanging or getting kicked or hit on their nutsack. That's all America's Funniest Home Videos was, with motherfuckers just getting hit in the balls. But anyway, he gets mad, gets one of the fucking people that works there and threatens to break the earphones, and yeah, you'll get fired for this, and you have a family, yeah, you wouldn't have a family to provide it for anymore. Would they think that shit's funny? And it's like, okay, look, if you're gonna go by this angle, let's leave that and let's take this title match seriously that's coming up at Backlash. So yeah. So they show the Usos and they're fired up, but who cares? Right? They're flying Roman Reigns to me. That a Roman Reigns that can actually fly over and over again. But more to come on the Usos. So Bray Wyatt doesn't, one of his backstage rants / interviews / his usual stick to what he does. And now he's saying that Orton is not the predator, he's the prey. And Wyatt's the predator. And it's like, okay, yeah, all right. I just hope that they have a good fucking match this Sunday at Backlash, because it doesn't really mean anything as of right now, because of course no one is going to be launched and no one's going to go down or anything like that. If Wyatt wins, then again, where the fuck does he go? If Wyatt loses, where the fuck does he go? If Orton wins, where does he go? If Orton loses, where does he go? This is not going to be settled by one fucking match. It can't be settled by one fucking match. There has to be a feud developing here. There just has to be. This just can't be settled with one fucking match. So, after that, you have the 6-woman tag match. And it's like, okay, look, we get it. These 6 women are the only women that are on SmackDown as of right now that are going to have the match at Backlash for the Women's Championship. But there were a lot of botches in the match, and the match went on way too long, but I get it. You're trying to establish the women's division on SmackDown. And the heels ended up taking the match when Nikki tapped out to Carmella. Interesting. So, again, don't have Nikki overcome adversity and get this belt first. It would make sense to no one, okay? She's had the longest Divas Championship reign. She has that. She doesn't need any more accolades. That belt should go to Becky. Becky is she's the main one that deserves it on that fucking roster of SmackDown. So, yeah. And have her pin Carmella last. Don't have Nikki anywhere near this title. She doesn't need to be. Usos against American Alpha for the semifinals for the tag team tournament. This match lasted under 30 seconds. The Usos shake hands, the bell rang, and they went on the attack. Then the tables were turned and American Alpha hit their signature. 1, 2, 3. Wow. That totally treats the Usos like garbage. which was funny. But then after the match, and everyone was trying to see this coming, the Usos get back in the ring, try to shake American Alpha's hands again, and then goes on the attack. Now, this attack this time was basically a heel turn. It was a heel turn by the Usos. Let this heel run with the Usos fucking mean something. It's about fucking time. And they actually went after Chad Gable's leg and now they're gonna have a wounded American Alpha going into the finals at Backlash for the tag team championship belts. Wow, that's just because, does a super kick to the leg and actually wrapped Gable up, and they actually splashed off the top rope to the back of his fucking leg. Yeah, injure that fucker, so next thing you know, he'll be 50% by Backlash. I already know where they're going with this, because the last tag team match is going to be at Backlash, but before that, there was one more match to be had this SmackDown on the tag team tournament. So, after that, you have Randy Orton interview, and he tells a story about a man, a snake, and a rabbit. And look, I appreciate the story that they're trying to tell between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. The new face of fear, the Eater of Worlds, the Predator, the Viper. Just have them have a good fucking match. Because it really doesn't matter who wins at this point, but just let them have a good fucking match. Please. And make Bray Wyatt actually mean something with this match. Don't have like 5 moves in the RKO. Don't fucking do that. Have an actual match here. That would at least boost Bray up. So after that, you have Fandango. He had a woman invited in the ring, and he invited her to dance, and they start dancing, and Tyler Breeze wasn't there. So, yeah. After the woman dancers, Fandango kicks her out, and next thing you know, Kane comes out, destroys Fandango, no match. If you're going to keep doing it, well, it's funny how Kane's doing some destroying is way better than what they're doing on Raw with Nia Strowman and Braun Jax. You guys know what I mean. But, yeah. AJ Styles walking to the back, because some guy's on their phone. What? Are you taking a picture of me? No, it's my family. Oh, yeah, it is your family. And throws the phone, and it's like, please stop this with AJ. We all know that AJ is better than all of that. He is. To have a chip on his shoulder now, he just beat John Cena. Okay? There doesn't need to be the chip on his shoulder thing. Even though he was still pissed about last weekend, nuts, still doesn't need the chip on his shoulder. It just doesn't. So, after that, you had Rhino and Slater versus the Hype Brothers. We all knew where this is going. And in a pretty clean match, Rhino and Slater wins. And apparently, Slater's family was at ringside. So, the finals will be Rhino and Slater versus American Alpha. Everybody can see this coming a mile away. Because if Slater doesn't win, then he's out of a fucking contract. Now with Chad Gable injured or leading up to an injury or being attacked or whatever, it gives Rhino and Slater the edge and a chance. They're one gore away from one roll up by Slater. They're one of that from winning these belts, and I think that they are going to do it. It's just, yeah. So we have a face-to-face between Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles. Now, yeah, I like the fact that they have a face-to-face encounter. It wasn't a contract signing or any tables or any red or blue carpet or any of that BS. No. It was just those two in the ring and talking to one another. Yeah, so Dean Ambrose has a present for him. He actually gives him a participation trophy for bowling. It was a bowling trophy, and he's like, yeah, because that's the only trophy you're going to get from me this Sunday. Okay, fine. AJ Styles is like, look, you think this is funny? You think this is funny? Oh, yeah. No, but this was funny, and shows last week footage of Styles and Nuts. Okay, look, there was jokes, But then it got a little bit serious. AJ was like, yeah, I beat John Cena. And fucking Ambrose was like, I'm not John Cena. No. You know, it was kind of messed up what he said. He's like, yeah. So I'm going to drive your head in this match and in this match this Sunday, and you'll just be the face that comes in second place. Fun. But after that, AJ Styles kicks Dean Ambrose in the nuts, breaks the trophy, and stands tall at the end of the show. Okay, fine. A nut shot for a nut shot. Okay, fine. But look, SmackDown needs to actually look. I appreciate the Usos heel turn, but the America Alpha injury thing, that was kind of, because that basically just gives away what's going to happen at Backlash for the tag team championship. And then you have the women's six-pack challenge. They just can't give this belt to Nikki Bella. They just can't. Becky is the overall pick because she's the one that deserves it the most out of all these women there. She just does. And Miz is a coward. He just is. Look, he is. Sorry. If you're a Miz fan, sorry. He's a coward. He's a little bitch in the ring. He's annoying on the microphone. He just is. But, So, with Backlash coming up, are there enough matches to even have a fucking pay-per-view? I mean, I understand that there are 3 title matches. No, there are 4 title matches. 2 belts are being introduced. But other than that, okay, you have a Predator and a Viper, and this pay-per-view is going to be 2 hours long. It won't. Anyway, these matches better be something at Backlash, because SmackDown itself was kind of But tell me what you guys think of this event. Did you actually like SmackDown? Did it actually hype up something? Or did you guys say, I'll just wait for Backlash for some results? Drop kicks, body slams, throwing motherfuckers over the top rope. Both feet hitting the floor. Even though I'm not feeling quite that well. Yes, I'm a wrestling fan. This is the theme, and I'll see you later. Credits.